It's showtime. How are we, folks? Welcoming to the chat. First up, Sean and KC. Welcome on board, folks. And thanks for all your assistance and advice. I guess next time we'll get this a little bit better organized. Always learning, always learning. G'day, Blaine. How you going? Nice to see you. Blaine, I hate you from one point of view. You get on and it's the first time you do anything and bang, you're rocked up with like 200 million people. Absolutely amazing, and I'm really, really proud of you, buddy. Hey, Whitney, welcome. Whitney, I got some bad news for you. There is no competitions today, so everybody's got a chance of winning. Oh, sorry, bad joke. Bad joke. But welcome on board. Welcome, everybody. This ship is sailing today. As you can see in the background, we've got, we think it is Vanuatu, or somewhere close there, on one of the trips that we went to. Just highlight that for a bit. Yeah, Blaine, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really proud of you, buddy. You jumped on and you did it, and you got there. Really, really, really proud. Okay. Yes, we know he's a rock star in marketing, but he's a rock star in marketing his own session. So that's awesome. His channel's great. It was great to catch up with you earlier on, KC, on Marco Polo. Hope your knees are fine. Wife's doing well. She's decided that she's going to moderate me and hit me over the head if I don't follow suit and behave. So she, from a distance, everything is working. Most of all, KC, get your knee better. And for those that do suffer arthritis, there's nothing right about it. I'm going on a renaming schedule. I want to call it the Arthrongus. Yep. Okay. Oh, good one. Oh, we've got Philip Rackman on board. Hi there. Welcome on board, Philip. Ilana said she's popping in later on today. That's great. 23rd is the next quarantine cruiseathon. Awesome, Blaine. Looking forward to that. And obviously, if you need any help, we're there to help. So, Philip, welcome on board. Love to hear your story. Love to know where how you came on board with us, and also what brings you to the cruising world. Whether it be RV or ship cruising, who cares? It's all the same. It's having a good time and learning more about what's going on. Philip is another Melbourneite. Yay, welcome on board. Excellent. Okay, so I don't see Nielsen and Neil and Kimberly on board yet, but when they do come on board, need to follow up on an explanation. I really threw them at their live show. They were talking about people from all around the world somewhere, and then I mentioned, they were talking about a food that they have in Philly, I think it is, where they're from. Pittsburgh. They're from Pittsburgh. That's right. They were talking about a food they have that is pierogi, and I mentioned that it is it's a Jewish delicacy, pierogi, and other groups call it pierogan. And then we had a discussion about where my family background is from. So when they jump on, if they jump on, I'll put that into more detail further on. Now, I hope you guys are all enjoying your virtual cruising. I see that Philip says the last one he was on was in Shanghai of last September. Very nice, lucky man. I don't think those ones are going to be be very easy to get to. Yes, Blaine, I am a Heinz 57 variety, and I'll explain everything as soon as they come on board. Philip was on the Spectrum of the Seas. Anybody else been on the Spectrum of the Seas? Interested to know what it's like. And I know that a lot of you are mostly carnival guys. Um, we prefer Princess. Actually, we prefer any cruising ship that's cruising because there ain't many cruising right now. Um, yeah. Was our sun tanning today? No, it was. You got me just after I got out of the shower. Would you believe? Did you like the bod? I mean, it's too cold here to do sun tanning. We are at 14 degrees. 14 degrees. What's that? I think that's about your 40 or 45 degrees or something like that. It's actually quite cool. So yeah. Um, okay. So Philip was saying that the ship was great, except it was way too crowded. Yeah, that's the problem with those big ships. You've got huge numbers of people on board. Ilana and I quite prefer the smaller ones. Say, for example, just as an indication, the Pacific Princess, which um, goes from which holds about 650 people. Ilana and I prefer those kind of ships, those smaller ones. So yeah, yeah. Philip, you lucked out and had a suite. Oh, what a life! Hate hate the issue that you had to enjoy that huge space and fun and pool area and meal area. Ah, boy. Took the parents. You know what? I've been trying to get a family cruise going, and you book the family, you organize them, and everybody in the beginning is going, yeah, 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 let's go do it. And then you say, okay, come on board. And then slowly but surely they fall out. Ah, there I see Dale from Brizzy. Yeah, what's Brizzy? What, 30 degrees today? Hi, Tammy from Life Adventures. Um, yeah, uh, really nice in Brizzy. I know the weather's there is quite good. Who's had the floods? Was it Sydney had the floods? Um, yeah. Not only do we have the corona, but then we also have floods. Um, yeah, we are Sean and KC. Recovery from the forest fires is today. That's really not a big deal because everybody's worried about the corona. So we're all focused on that. But recovery from the fires is happening quite well. So yes. Dale's saying that it's not quite 26 in Brisbane. Sorry, it is 26 in Brizzy. Yeah, yeah, that's nice. Yes, Texas has its issues. Flooding in Houston. Well, everything's bigger in Texas, isn't it? Even the floods are bigger in Texas. Yes. The main issue is that the recovery from the fire is slow, but um, it's not a major focus right now because everybody's focusing on trying to feed their faces with this corona stuff happening on. Um, so a couple of things that I wanted to just talk about was those of us Aussies who are on board would be fully aware. So I'm, as most of you would know, I'm an ex-South African, so I came here, and in the first 3 months, no, the first 3 weeks, we went with my mum and dad. My dad had a job interview. My mum and I went to, and my sister, we went to a coffee shop, just waiting for my dad to complete his interview. And in the coffee shop, this guy goes up to the counter, and he goes, do 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 do. And I looked at my mom, My mother looked at me. I looked at my sister. I looked at the guy behind the counter. The guy behind the counter goes, "Would you like sauce with that?" What did he say? Look, I come from South Africa. We speak English. You come to Australia, they supposedly speak English. What the guy wanted was he wanted a risol, which is like a meat patty um, with a bit of sauce, a bit of tomato sauce. That's what he wanted. And as a result, when I come here and I speak English and I don't understand what these Aussies are saying, it's time to learn a new language. So Aussies have this habit of when they speak, they don't open their mouths. So, and also Aussies essentially are lazy. Will slam a whole sentence into one word. So, oh, hang on a sec. There's the Griswold family. Welcome on board, guys. And I saw a couple of other people come up on board earlier on. Anyway, so they'll slam a whole sentence into one word. So, here I'll go. That's it, hamburgerless bun. So here I'll go. I will say, somebody will say to you, "Where do you live?" And you'll say, "I live 20 kilometers north of Wheeler and 5 kilometers south of Take a Truck Along." Anybody figure out what I've just said? Put it in the chat if you know what I'm saying. Also, another example. G'day, how you going? One word. What did I just say? Let's have a look at it in the chat. See if you non-Aussies and Kiwis can tell what I just said. Where's your lunch? Yep. G'day again. Yeah. Well, I generally use part of that statement. G'day, how you going? Not quite. Good day. I did say good day, but there were some extra words at the end. G'day, how you going? One word. And good on you, Philip. But then you're a Melbourneite. You know, just as I do, but not quite. Okay, so g'day, how you going is good day, how are you going? And I live near Wheeler and Take a Truck Along. If you know half the places here because of our Aboriginal friends, hey, us and more. If you know, Two Travelling Tour, how you going, guys? If you know about our Aboriginal background, the Aborigines have very interesting languages. There's several languages, several tribes. And when you throw the words together, they can have a funny mix. So take a truck along is take a truck along. Aussies will slam a whole sentence into one word. Wheel a barrow back, wheel a wheelbarrow back. So there's your sense of fun. Ilana made a comment here earlier on. Where is it? There we go. Going to the footy on Saturday, Arvo, with an esky full of tinnies. What'd she say? Hey, Niels and Kimberly, I just wanted to add a little bit. Remember our discussions about pierogi. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a background. I said to you, I'm a Heinz 57 variety. So to give you a hint, an idea, on my father's side, my great-grandfather came from Russia and went to South Africa. So every member in our family has at least one generation Aussie, South African, or one generation in each country. So my grandmother on my paternal side was born in Cape Town in South Africa. She then went down to Mozambique or up to Mozambique and got married there. And so had my father. So my father was born in Mozambique. On my maternal side, my grandparents from my mother's side, they all came from One side came from Latvia and the other side came from Lithuania. And they all met up in South Africa and got married, had my mum, and my mum is South African born. So my great-grandmother beg your pardon, my grandmother on my father's side is first generation South African. My mother is first generation South African. I am first generation South African. My son is first generation Australian. So that's our family tree. It's a little bit of a Heinz 57 setup. Ilana, on the other hand, Aussie born and bred, spent some time out of the country, lived in Israel for a while, and came back and then had to meet me. So that's our family background. Had to fill you in there because you were really concerned or really interested in the way our family, my background, how I hung about. So, what else is in the chat? Any questions that you've got to ask for the moment? So Ilana said, remember I put that up. What did she say? She said she was going to the footy, which is Australian rules football, on Saturday afternoon with an esky. An esky is a portable fridge that you would carry all your drinks in there. And that esky is full of tins of beer, 350 milligrams of beer. That's what Ilana was referring to. Yeah, I know, Niels. I know you weren't concerned. I know that you were interested, and yes, that's the story. That's the way the family tree works. Life is beautiful. Things happen for a reason. Yeah. Asamoah, know your part, Cherokee. We can have a lot of interesting discussions about how people who are indigenous to a country have to grow and learn to live with a different type of growth, a different type of way of life, I guess. It's a fascinating time frame. Folks, do us a favor, just if you haven't already, just jump in and join our team on our YouTube channel. I'm not allowed to use that word, the one with the S on it, apparently. But if you join our team, just tick on the bell button. You'll get more info from us whenever we come on or we've got a video to put out. And as a result, it all helps. Smash that like button as well, if you wouldn't mind. Yes, Blaine, it was spelt on the screen for you, Tinnies. Yeah, interested to know what you guys would call that. In the interesting in general life out there, things have different meanings. That would be awesome, Asamoah. I gather that's you, Dwight. Also learning the language. It's a dying language, but they're trying to teach it to the young tribe members. The more you learn, the better. And I'm of the opinion that if you don't learn, if you don't do, sorry, I didn't see JNN Travels. Welcome aboard. If you don't learn and you don't teach and you don't send it to the younger generation, everything is going to go missing. So yes, bring it on board, learn it, teach it to your kids. And in actual fact, the more languages you learn, the better it is. It just means that it keeps the mind working. Yes, Griswold's had a good comment there. Glad to catch some of your stream tonight, Asamoah. Guys, to be quite honest, I didn't catch any of yours, Asamoah, but I will be catching it once we've shut down our chat, and you guys are all tucked up in bed, I guess. So yeah. Aussies, Kiwis, any other pointers that you want to give to the other side? Sean and KC, let me say this straight out, not interested in going back to South Africa. Um, it was the country I was born in. I appreciated it, but for all the negative nonsense that's going on there right now, I am not interested. Not interested at all. Too many family members are coming back with negative stuff. Um, um, Thanks for your comments there, Dwight. To travel and tour. That's why they're trying to teach it. It never required. It was never really required until recently, and that's the way it works in most indigenous places here. The Aborigines are starting to bring their own language back as well. So yeah, that becomes a big thing. Um, um, yeah, Casey, I guess that was your comment there. But to be honest with you, um, you have a way of life. Um, people, South Africans of my age have got this legacy that is very hard to put down. And I'll be honest with you, I am really appreciative of the fact that I live in Australia, because the only difference between you, Casey, and me, or you, Sean, and I, is that your skin color is different to mine. Why should I have any adverse reaction to you because of your skin color? It's just ridiculous. So, from my perspective, guys, I'm really appreciative to be here. This is an amazing country, Australia, and um, in fact, talking on the cruising channels, um, this cruising community or RV community, depending on which one, but any of these communities that get out of the politics of things are totally amazing, incredible. Um, I don't know about you guys, but to me, politics means absolutely nothing. It is the most frustrating thing ever. It destroys a lot of things. It creates a lot of issues. So if you agree with me, um, give us a thumbs up, or some sort of symbol. But there are too many things that are causing issues. Um, and so let me see what's next on my list here to talk about. So cruising is going to be up and happening. How many of us actually believe that they'll be cruising in August? I know there were a few that wanted to, but how many are actually going to be up and about cruising in August? Just going back on one of your comments there, Sean. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Dwight, uh, yeah, that would to visit the reserves of the Cherokee tribe would be absolutely awesome. Just to learn where your background is. You know, um, there are a lot of people out there who have been forced into circumstances that are not their own doing, and when they're in circumstances that are not their own doing, they get put into positions where life becomes rather interesting. For example, end of the Second World War, there's a group of Jewish men that came out of originally they came out of the camps, and then they went to the UK, and the UK decided they would send them down to Australia, and so they went to a place out back in the middle of New South Wales here in Australia, and they were known as the Dunera Boys. And why they got called the Dunera Boys was because they were on a ship called the Dunera. And I happened to meet one of these guys. There was actually a book written about them called the Dunera Boys, and I happened to meet one of the members of the Dunera Boys. And what they did was they were actually quite an not intelligent, but a resourceful group of guys. And what they did was they created their own little university. And what they wanted some currency. So they created this currency called the Gudonia. Now, to an Aussie, that would be rather interesting, because what's a Gudonia? Gudonia means good on you. So they heard one of the prison guards saying to them, "Good on you, mate." And so they decided to call their currency the Gudonia. And so many Gudonias got you a lesson in English, or so many got you a lesson in maths, whatever. Well, welcome on board, Rafi. ¿Cómo está, my friend? I hope you are all well. Saw some of your stream earlier on today, and it was great to watch. Yes, now let's go back again. Philip said, we still need Carnival to talk to governments on what procedures will be acceptable to bring back cruises. Mate, I agree with you 100%. We still don't know what's right. We're not allowing Seychelles, have shut the doors until 2022, I believe. So interesting. Let's see what else is going on here. Yes, I some more love learning the history behind things. Yep, absolutely. History is the way things work. Philip, you've sent an email to the Minister of Tourism. Did he reply? Be interesting if he did. Be nice to know what he says. Muy bien, Rafi. Well, that's good news. Mum calls you that. Is okay. Am I allowed to call you Rafi? If not, I'll change it. I'll scrub the whole thing and start from the beginning. Hey, Plum Travelers, welcome on board. Nice to see you in. It's nice to have you down here. Okay, so let's have a look. Right now, we're heading into winter, so we're cooling down. You got the guys from the US, you guys are heading into summer, so you guys are stripping down. We are busy covering up. We, unfortunately, one of the things we were going to do was go down to the beach and have a walk along the beach, but beaches are closed. So some places they're open, but we were going to have a walk and hopefully see our favorite ship, which I believe may have left. It's the Golden Princess. And that was the very first ship we went on. It was our honeymoon trip, so that was an awesome trip to go on, and we had a lot of fun, and that got us infected with cruising. So yeah, it's nice to be infected with cruising, infected with going anywhere that's nice and having fun. I said more, I think it's so cool. You're literally the opposite side of us in seasons. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. At least we're not totally opposite sides of the clock. So at least we can all communicate together, which is good. What's that? That's Larry, Plum Traveler. Oh, Larry. Welcome aboard, Larry. Nice to talk. Nice to chat. Thanks for that, KC. Now I know who everybody is. It was great having the chat earlier on, Larry. For those of you that don't know, there's a group of us that go on to the Marco Polo app, interesting app. And if you are interested, I will be creating a Downunder Cruises link to that app. So we will all be able to chat at will. Hey, isn't this amazing? You can talk to anybody, anywhere around the world at any time. And there we go. What's Philip got to say? Philip says, this will cost extra, but my idea was that ships spend 24 hours between disembarking and embarking to do a full clean of the rooms and public areas. Hey, not a bad idea. I'm fully in agreement with that. And if we know that we're going to get on board ship and be healthy and happy and do what we want to do, which is enjoy the trip, why not? I'm with that 100%. I said, well, I had a friend in Aussie. We were going to do a box of goodies exchange, but shipping was ridiculously expensive. Yeah, does get that way. I think you're going to find that, I don't know, it's just my opinion, but I think in the early stages, there will be a lot of cheaper stuff happening, much more easier to be able to ship stuff backwards and forwards, because there'll be these cruise ships that'll be sitting there doing not much. Hey, Mama Rachel, welcome on board. We're in Victoria. You're in Queensland. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Yes, this is going to be a regular occurrence every Saturday. And if we can't do a Saturday, we will do a Sunday. But it's every week. We'll be doing a live chat. And yeah, we're in Melbourne. Where are you, Mama? You're in, or rather, I should say, Rachel. Are you in Brizzy or on the Gold Coast? Whereabouts are you? Yeah, Griswolds. I get you. You have to get on the app. Yeah, it's a good way of chatting, actually. Us and more, but it was cool to see foods and things that you love that we don't. Yep. So, hey, Rachel and Philip, when was the last time you guys ate kangaroo? And no, Blaine, we do not have squirrel dumplings here. Okay. G'day, Tammy. Welcome aboard. You wanted, Larry, you wanted to hold a kangaroo. Kangaroos are awesome. Sorry, not kangaroos, koalas. Koalas are awesome little things to hold. Yes, they're snuggly, but they can be quite vicious. They've got these long fingernails, which can create a lot of damage, shall we say. Rachel's in Ipswich. I've been to Ipswich. Not a bad spot. Oh yes, sorry. Forgot you like the kangaroos. Not bad food though. Yeah, I forgot you like the kangaroos. Yes. So another thing to look out for is a wallaby. What's a wallaby? Anybody know? Non-Aussies, please answer. Those of you that are Aussies or Kiwis, please do not answer. What's a wallaby, folks? Yes, appreciate that. Many years ago in Port Douglas, Philip had curried crocodile. How was that? Was it nice? Was it or as Neil from Two Travel and Tours says, did it taste like chicken? Okay, what's a wallaby? Come on, tell us. Very good. It is a miniature kangaroo. Okay. Rachel's never eaten kangaroo, but heard it's rich meat. Yeah, it is. It's yum. It is rich. Plenty of them jumping around your area. Cute to watch them hopping around. Yeah. Well, at least you got to feed for a while. Yeah. Hashtag tastes like chicken. Sorry, folks. Those that don't know, that's a bit of an in-joke between Two Travel and Tour, us and more. They keep talking about everything tasting like chicken. We've got a new member here, Rachel. Rachel loves Disney. Welcome aboard. Rachel, are you Aussie-based or are you also you overseas? Aussie or Kiwi? Which are you? It's a type of kangaroo, folks. Okay, so now I think it was the Griswolds had a picture there. They were out in the bush, and you saw a rattlesnake. So, how many of you know how many poisonous snakes there are in Australia? Yeah, Larry, the kiwis are an interesting little animal, if you know what they are. Not only is it a fruit, but it is a bird, a type of bird. Give us a reckon, see what you think. What kind of bird is it? Ah, Rachel's in Idaho. Just curious, guys, what are you all drinking? I'm sucking on a latte that my gorgeous wife made for me. Absolutely yum. Okay, let's see who else is there. Blaine. 150 to 170 snakes are deadly. That no, you forgot another 3 zeros. No, there are about 9 different snake species. Australia has got 10 of the world's deadliest snakes, and Australia has got 9 of them.
Hello.
Ah, there she is.
Sorry, I had to wash all our pajamas.
The love of my life.
Day pajamas, our night pajamas, and our work pajamas while the sun was shining.
Yep. Okay. Let's have a look. What other comments are there? You didn't even offer us any there, Tammy. You're drinking ginger ale, and now you're going to stick some tropical vodka in it. Oh, boy.
That sounds good.
That's awesome. Yes, Nielsen Kimberly. They're saying hello.
Hi there. Sorry, I'm too busy getting my caffeine fix. Apologise. Good afternoon, all. Or good evening, all. Or good morning, all.
Blaine, what are you doing with your zero button? How rude. What are you doing with it? Yeah, it is time for a new PCRC. Don't drink soda pop,
No,
Larry.
We don't either.
It's
called lemonade.
Yeah, we don't drink
fizzy drinks.
Gave it up. There's too much sugar in it, so we'd rather stick with plain old caffeine hit. In fact, our biggest problem whenever we go anywhere is we'll get off the ship, and the first thing we do is head for the coffee shop. Unfortunately for us, coffee shops are yep. Us and more. Congratulations, folks. Wow. 18 from 200. Guys, if you haven't already joined their team and become one of their friends, do so. Do so. We want them to get the 200 while on our chat. That would be awesome. Hey, anybody got a track on what we're doing? How are we tracking? Let me have a quick squizzy, see what we've got here. We're sitting with...
That's right, Philip. Blame the keyboard for not being able to spell. That's Sean's excuse too.
Yeah, it's the keyboard's fault.
He's tried typing not just fingers but toes as well. That hasn't helped at all.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons coffee. Is that a coffee shop like Starbucks?
Where are we? Oh, there you are. That one. You replaced that.
119. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, we should still be a lot more than that. We appreciate the fact that we are at 119, but I look at Vizzo, who went from 350 to 400 million in 5 seconds, and then Blaine, who didn't even go from anything to a 500,000 trillion.
Hello, wife. My name is Larry. Hi, Larry. I'm Ilana.
Tim Hortons Canadian coffee. Yep, that's great. Okay.
Come down and try some good Aussie coffee.
Yeah. Got to. Tammy Chaudhry, welcome on board. Nice to have you with us. Okay. So now
Philip, do you yeah. You forget that you're back on land. Is that the issue? Walking out on a restaurant without paying.
Yep. That would be nice.
Possibly.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's a good excuse anyway. Oops, forgot where I was.
Yeah.
Please do come and visit us and have a coffee. Yep, you're welcome.
Come on down.
And a tour, sure.
Come on down. We don't mind.
Love to see you.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. See, the thing is, coffee on board ship.
I like Philip's comments.
Well, Philip's Aussie. You've also called a plumber after a cruise. So he was always, yeah.
Did not go swoosh.
Yeah,
yes.
no.
No suction happening there.
No. It's funny.
So you didn't clog up the whole the whole rest of the street like you do on a ship.
We'd go to the international cafe on board the Princess ships, and we'd ask for a coffee with a triple shot. And the guys behind the counter would go, triple shot? Okay. So first thing we do, into port, off the ship, straight into the local coffee shop.
Yeah. If we could have quadruple shots, we would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all fun. Oh, well, it is what it is. So now tell me, folks, what is the meal that you would like to be eating on board ship? What would be the meal that you would really love to eat on board ship?
I like personally, I love strong coffee. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I knew there was something that you guys were in common with us about.
We need the spoon standing up by itself in the middle of the cup.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a good coffee. Filet mignon.
Now,
after Sean's heart there.
You and I,
the filet mignon.
Larry, are on the same boat there. I can tell you, whenever I go into the Crown Grill or the Sterling Grill on the Princess ships, I order a steak. Now, to what you would call a porterhouse, we call a T-bone. That's what I order, and that's what I go through. Absolutely love my steak, love my meat. This filet mignon. Mm-hmm.
Oh, got some red meat eaters. I love a good lobster. Anytime there's lobster or prawns. That's my
what's that? Two traveling tour, just good old fashioned, little bit of everything at the buffet. Load your plate and go. Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to be doing that for.
A little bit. That's the issue. Sometimes a little bit turns into a lot of everything.
What was that, KC? Sean and KC, I'd like to have a cowboy steak dinner on the 5 and Fahrenheit rest. Now, what's a cowboy steak? Not having gone on a carnival cruise, what's a cowboy steak? Need
Sushi.
To keep you awake for hours. Yeah.
With the coffee,
Yep.
It has no effect on us, to be honest.
This are you and I, a couple of Guinnesses. I don't mind the Guinness, but coffee as well, mixed with a bucket load of water. Not whilst you're drinking them, yeah. Down a tinny or two of Guinness, some water, then hit the coffee, some water, back to the Guinness again. Okay, ribeye, Life Adventure Show ribeye all the way to prime rib. Yep, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Who else was there? Sorry, guys, just looking back at the chat there. Sushi, us and more sushi. When we were on the Sun Princess, they had the most awesome sushi, Japanese restaurant. Yeah. And the good news was the ship came out of Australia doing the tour around the South Pacific, and not many people were sitting in that restaurant. We enjoyed it. We had it to our heart's content. It was beautiful. I'm with you there. Us and more the lobsters.
Yep. Good old lobster.
2 Traveller Tour. Well, after 5 rounds at the buffet, there should still be room for something.
There's always room for desserts.
I don't know about you,
Always.
but I don't have to eat anything. I just get on the ship and I put on 15 kilos, just walking on.
And Sean, we can't lie when we say we go to the gym.
No, we do.
We go to it. We walk through it.
On the way to.
And on the way to on the way to the food. We don't necessarily stop. What cruise ships out of Australia are you familiar with? Well, Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival.
P&O Australia.
I think the recent one that came out was the Carnival Splendor. P&O Australia, there are a number of ships that P&O has here. It's different to P&O UK.
It's a different company.
And the quality is not as high as P&O UK.
It's more a very sort of party ship.
Yeah.
For sort of 20-somethings who like to have a good time and, Yahoo and drink and...
Princess puts out a couple of ships here. Last year we had...
we had the Golden, the Sea and the Sun tend to home port here during our summer season. We had the Ruby did a season, and we know how that ended, unfortunately, this year. Mm-hmm. And the Regal was coming down. We are still booked on the Regal for a New Year's Eve cruise, but we'll see what happens with that one.
Welcome on board, Midlife Crazy. It's nice to see you here.
Welcome. Hi.
Hang on.
Yes, we can get a bit of elbow exercise. Absolutely,
we can.
Build up our biceps.
Definitely
picking up whatever it is.
And Larry booked your first cruise for 2021 as part of looking forward to your reservation at the Staker. Absolutely, enjoy. Blaine says after about 5 rounds of buffet, it becomes a room crawl. Because now wait a minute. When you talk to Aussies, it's not a room crawl. We don't do a room crawl. We do a pub crawl, and more often than not, food does not partake in that. It's basically the brown ale or any other stuff that you can lubricate the whistle with. Okay. Nice to see you, Midlife Crazy. Nice to see you. Let's see. Philip, you've sailed on the Carnival and P&O. So, Philip, give us an honest opinion. What do you think of the P&O? P&O Aussie. What do you think? And which ship were you on?
Did you go on?
Yeah.
And where did you go? And from where?
I like your workout, Neil.
Yes.
Here's an interesting thing. In Germany, lifting the beer glasses there is definitely a workout.
Well, yeah, the big beer steins, yeah, sure.
Huge, humongous. Okay.
Yeah. That's about as much exercise as we do.
Absolutely.
Lifting up our cutlery and down.
Let's see, what does Tammy say? Hopefully your first cruise will be in September. Awesome. You're going to enjoy it. If you do get that opportunity, Tammy, and it doesn't get shut down for you by whomever, just enjoy, just do the things you want. Larry, do they have any Western beer in Aussie land? What do you mean by Western beer, Larry? We've got a number of beers. You would be familiar with Foster's, which is supposedly great Aussie beer. It's now taken over by other groups. It's not as popular as it used to be. But then we do have other beers, and in answer to UKC, what other drinks do we have besides beer?
Liquor? Anything you can get in terms of liquor?
If you've heard of a drink called Bundaberg, or a place called Bundaberg, they generally have sugarcane, a lot of sugarcane. And because they've got a lot of sugar, Bundaberg actually produces not a bad rum as well. Bundaberg rum.
if you go to a pub and ask for a Bundy and Coke,
you get a rum and
you'll
coke.
get a rum and cola. Yep.
Also, Australian wines are actually quite high on the list there. That's awesome. Philip, yes, the Pacific Jewel, lovely. I believe the Pacific Jewel was a princess ship before it went back to P&O.
The Pacific Dawn was a princess ship.
Yeah,
I think the Old Dawn Princess became possibly Princess Dawn.
Yeah, and
Pacific Dawn.
The Golden is going across to you guys to P&O as well.
Pacific Adventurer. It's going to be called.
Do
you have Corona? Yes. Well, the beer. Yes, we have both. We have Corona virus and we have Corona beer. Yes.
You're quite acquainted with the German beer, Neil. The German beer glasses, and yes, they do get it. Let me ask you the question: do they get heavy before or after you've actually partaken in a couple of them?
Oh, good old Baileys.
Yeah,
love a Baileys.
Coors Light. You can get Coors here, but it's at specialized shops. So we have a group here called Dan Murphy's where they get all imported beers from all around the world. Yes, we do have that Mexican drink as well. And I really am very upset that they've actually chosen to name something terrible after what's actually not a bad beer at all. Midlife is sorry that they missed Us and More's live. Let's see, what does Tammy got to say? Already have your second cruise booked for Alaska. Gee, you're keen.
Excellent. We'd love to go to Alaska one day.
Sean and Casey, other than Corona, there's a few others here. We've got a beer here called Jim Bogues, which is also a very nice beer.
It's out of Tasmania.
Yeah, and Tasmania makes quite a few nice beers, like Jim Squires as well. And then there's James Squires, I beg your pardon. And then there's South Australia makes a few beers as well.
We have an awful lot of boutique breweries that are popping up more and more.
Yep. Bailey's Irish Cream, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Okay. Philip, found both companies fine, but have not seen any issues with drunkenness.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
Lovely.
That's good. That's good. At least they got their act together.
We actually met some people who were on it was a P&O cruise during the Australian Open.
Yep.
It sailed down from Sydney and moored in Melbourne at Station Pier for the length of the Australian Open. They were sort of tennis fans. And I think Ken Rosewell was actually on board. Was on the cruise, on board, giving talks about tennis.
And have you guys heard of Ken Rosewell? Do you know who he is? Other than the Aussies, of course. Midlife Crazy. It's okay. I'm glad we at least got to see you in the chat. Thanks for trying. Excellent. That's what I like about this. The community is just awesome. But you can tell the drunks because they're the ones that can walk in a straight. Yes, I like that. I like that. Plum Travelers. I follow a couple that had a cruise series on a P&O cruise ship. Looks like an awesome company.
Have you ever ran into or met any famous actors in Australia? Or you mean as in people that you would know? Like, no. In one word.
Actually, I have.
Have you?
When I was driving limos, I've had a number of famous people. John Travolta was one of them.
Drop some names.
I could drop a few.
Okay.
We at the time, Pavarotti came to visit us here. There was a handful of chauffeurs that were picked to drive his specific vehicle. So yes, I've had the opportunity to meet up with them. Papa Mozzo, welcome on board.
Hello.
Glad to see you. How's Mama doing? Has she recovered from Mother's Day? I'm getting feedback on a number of things, so let me just kill a couple of sounds here so I don't get any feedback. Okay, to travel and tour. You like your beer brewed according to the German purity law for beer. Nothing but simple ingredients, Nothing tops that. I couldn't agree more. Nice to hear Papa Mo to that mum as well. I hope you're treating her with the respect every mama deserves. Sean and KC, I used to be a limo driver back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an interesting life. Get to meet all these interesting people. You get to have a chat, and you realize that some of the really, really interesting, the really big knobs are actually just nice, down-to-earth people. Papa,
that's my queen. How beautiful is
that? I'm glad you feel the same way about yours as I feel about mine. It's just gone straight to the keeper. Yes.
Our lunch, our Uber Eats is taking its time with our lunch, isn't it?
I had my Uber breakfast
coming from the kitchen,
which I made myself.
You did.
Philip, you had Luke Manigan
serve himself personally
in the specialty restaurant. Oh, that's awesome.
Was it worth it?
We were looking at whether or not on the Princess, whether we'd go and eat at the Curtis Stone restaurant.
It was always empty when we went past. We were wondering why, but some people rave about it.
Yeah.
And others are a bit.
Okay, Larry, you thought your wife is a queen. Why did you only think it? Hey, I'm noticing that both Neil and Dwight are very quiet, but I can just about hear Kimberly give Neil a thump right now as we're busy talking. Oh, sorry, that was another in-house joke. I won't go down that path.
Yep, Philip says yep. So that was worth it, by the sounds of it.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay, so which song? You love that song, Plum Travellers. The one he was. Yeah, I got it.
Sorry, Austin Moore, I've asked a question. Sorry. Let's bring it on.
Okay.
We're concentrating on your question now.
Let me go and find it. Where are you? Ask it again.
What? Yeah.
Ask it again. And this time I will definitely be looking for your discussion.
Oppressed husbands. That's how
us husbands are being oppressed, right, Dwight? Wait, it's Heather typing. Well, yeah, I'd be in that. And Heather got it. Heather got it. Yep. Ask the question again, Heather.
No, we haven't had a club class mini suite. We've not had a mini suite or any suite.
We've had
an ocean view. The
first was
time.
Ocean view. Second one was a balcony,
and then we had the balcony.
And that
we
was
don't
awesome.
Go back after a balcony.
No, that was awesome.
We wouldn't cope either.
Spikers is here. Hey, Spikers. Hey guys, what a great show you had. Watched you, and as you know, we had a discussion. It was great to hear. Anyway, any other questions? Far away. Hey, I'm still waiting on you, Heather, to put your question in.
I'm not sure I understand.
We've got Siri's answering a question here for us. Spikers are everywhere. They are awesome. I did hear that Cindy was doing a walk today, which was really nice. Daniel, hoping to cruise Oz and New Zealand.
Fantastic.
In 2020, but look for your longest cruise because it takes.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Make it worth your while.
Yeah, you definitely want to do. You want to do if you can do Australia circumvent, which is like about 20 days, and then do back to back onto a New Zealand trip. That's awesome.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
New Zealand is gorgeous. Australia is beautiful too. So
Absolutely stunning. If I've got any Kiwis on board here, they
Pipe
would
up
agree.
and give Daniel some ideas.
Yeah, they would agree. Wanaka coming from the Kiwis, I think that's what they use. Wanaka. Okay. Sparkus is busy saying hello to everybody. Sparkus just gets on to say hello to everybody. Yeah. Heather, stop copying and pasting and just type. You're much quicker that way. All right. So, what are you missing on a cruise?
Oh, God, having a bed made for you, having 3 meals and 5 courses in each meal, waking up in a different port every day. Just pretty much everything about it. Not having to do anything.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's an interesting question. What fruits do you have?
I don't think there's a lot that we have that you guys don't have.
I don't think that we have actually any true native Australian fruits. We have some fruit cakes, but
Yeah. Kiwi fruit they'd have there as well.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
We have a lot of tropical fruits that are available.
But then you've got them as well.
We don't
banana,
have the mangoes,
pineapple,
and pineapples.
mangoes. Yeah. I don't think there is anything that we have that's separate, that's different to you guys.
No.
Now, hang on a second. That is, Neil, you've just brought up a very, very important question here. Blaine, what are you going to do when you hit the 1,000? That is, are you going to do what I believe it's Neil and I think Papa Mosa are going to be doing this, running around the Lido in your budgie smugglers? Or is it, who was it? It was either you two or Neil and the degenerates were going to run around the Lido in the nutty. I don't know.
Yep. Blaine, that's exactly right. When I said there are plenty of fruitcakes, yep. Not of the edible variety.
Okay, that one. Yeah, and then you talk about, okay, Blaine. Yep. I wouldn't be like that. I would not be like that. Okay.
Well, there's a challenge. There's a challenge in your birthday suit.
Your birthday suit. I know who it was. It was you, Visa. It was you, Ruffy, running around in your birthday suit. That's who it was. Neil and Ruffy. Philip says our bananas are Australian. Yeah, but they can get bananas in the US as well. Their bananas are not as good as ours, obviously, but they can get them there as well. Okay, Heather, your comment was right under Two Travel and Tours comments and above Blaine's. Now I've got to go all the way back and look. Just type it out for me. Just type it out for me. Wait a minute, what's this? Papa Mozart can't do nude. Why not? I mean, you're in the budgie smugglers anyway. Sorry, the Speedos. Yeah, don't let Ruffy behind like he's quite... Yes, it was Neil and Ruffy. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was them.
Okay, all right, us and more. Come on, word by word. Let's go. We're all eagle eyes now, waiting.
Okay, there's your first one. So give us the first word.
First word is film.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, what's the next word? Do we have real?
Oh, Tasmanian. Yes. Real Tasmanian devils there. Yes.
Yes,
we do.
there are. If ever you've seen a picture, we do have Tasmanian devils, and I don't
have you seen any? Yes, we have seen some. Well, when you go to Tassie, because they're native, that's what they're called, obviously. Tasmanian devils, they're actually very cute until they open up their mouths.
Yeah. And then they can be quite vicious.
Very red inside their mouths, and the sound they make, which I think is why they were initially called Tasmanian devils, because it was pretty scary at night time. They are quite cute.
Give us some thumbs up, guys. If you like what you see, give us the thumbs up. As we know, the YouTube mathematicians there look and see how well we're performing with our thumbs up. So go ahead. Heather, the good news for you is that the Tasmanian devils actually, you'll find them mostly in zoos now. There are some that run wild around Tasmania, and Tasmania is actually quite a pretty place.
Can I just say about the Tassie devils? I think we might have spoken about this, about their facial tumours. We talked about chlamydia and legal wildlife. More Debbie Downer news about our wildlife. The Tasmanian devils suffer from facial tumours, which are killing a lot of the Yelwana wombat too. Papamozo, my favourite wombats. Yes, so they're trying to isolate communities of Tassie devils that don't have the tumours and breed from them. They're just really ugly, big facial tumours. Yeah. Wombats are gorgeous, really gorgeous.
Yes, Papamozo, you want a wombat.
Too.
Truth of the matter is, wombats and kangaroos are very, very angry animals. If they want to be, they can fight quite well. So, and they've got that hidden thing of being able to kick the way they can kick.
You'd be surprised at how fast wombats, because they look quite stocky and short legs, can actually move. And as babies, they're called joeys, actually. I have to check on that. Baby wombats are actually playful like puppies. It's very cute.
Tammy and Life Adventure Show.
Oh, enjoy your karaoke. We'll hear you from here, hopefully.
Yep. And if we can, we'll jump on and have a look-see.
We have to ask you about your favourite song.
It
was amazing on the news. Sorry, great whites. The surfers. There was a drone that took a picture. It was flying over some surfers, and the water was really clear. And the surfers were on their boards paddling, and you could clearly see two great whites right underneath them, and they had no idea. And the fellow with the drone apparently was shouting at them on the land to get out of the water, get out of the water. Pretty scary.
Tammy, you forgot to ask if the turn-in circle is like a tornado. Yeah, okay. We don't have tornadoes here. We have cyclones.
Yeah, we're lucky. We don't have tornadoes and don't have earth. We have earth tremors, but not real earthquakes.
Okay, so now some more.
One word at a time. Okay, we're a bit slow down here. Sorry.
We're only Aussies.
We can only cope with one word at a time. It takes a while to reach us. You going to ask us which way they spin, clockwise or anti-clockwise? Like which way the water goes down a drain?
Yeah, that's what she was asking earlier on the other day.
Right.
Do they spin?
Don't know, to be honest.
Hang on. What about kookaburras? Yeah, we'll get to the kookaburras in a minute. Do they spin in circles like shark tornadoes? Yeah, right. Don't know. Kookaburras. Have you guys seen kookaburras? They're a bird.
I can do an imitation. I don't know if you really want to hear it. But
no, I'll put it on one day, but not you.
Okay, cassowaries. Yeah, they're pretty vicious. More bad news. That's our animals. You don't want to mess with a cassowary. They are pretty strong.
Yeah, they are.
Let's talk about an animal that's rather pleasant and lovely to pet. Did you say, Auntie? We'll have to investigate that, which way they go.
Go turn the tap on.
You tell us which way your water goes down the drain, and then ours will be the opposite.
Yeah.
A cassowary is a rather large bird with it's got a
bunch of feathers.
It's like a heart
crown.
Sort of like a thing that sticks up like this on its head. Sorry.
It's almost like a shark shell on the head. It's hard. Yeah. It's cartilage.
They're quite tall.
Yeah.
Sort of like a miniature emu. I think they're in New Zealand too, cassowaries.
Yeah.
Not sure. Ours is, yes, we could say anti-clockwise, correct, rather than counterclockwise. Yep. Okay. So if you're anti-clockwise, then our water goes down clockwise. I'm going to check that after.
Yep.
Oh, the Tassie spins. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like the Looney Tunes. Yes, the Tassie Devil. No.
I don't think Disney actually came down and had a look at the Tasmanian Devil when he decided to make that particular character. These Tasmanian Devils can be quite vicious.
Well, only when they're fighting over the food.
Or other things, as we males can do.
Yes, it's true.
Who's on next? Who's doing a live stream next, folks? Anybody know?
What is clockwise if you have yes. Now, Philip, there's a very philosophical discussion there. What do we call? Yes. So it'll be anti-analog and analog. No, digital. No. I'll be quiet now.
How's your cities to the United States as far as being big? You know what? We're pinpricks compared to you. But the city of Melbourne, where we live in, it could take you a day to travel from top to bottom. It is fairly broadly spread.
Correct. Philip.
It's a city of about 4.5 million people.
Huge urban sprawl, Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's actually quite. Philip, you can help us with talking about Melbourne too. Quite a big urban sprawl.
Australia's got a population of 22 million people, and the majority of the people live in the eastern side, on the eastern side,
on the coast.
On the coast. So Sydney and Melbourne fluctuate with population. So Sydney's at the moment's got 5 million, and Melbourne's got 4.
There are some crazy people who live in the middle of Australia at a place called Alice Springs.
Yeah. Alice Springs, you'll find a place called Uluru, better known as Ayers Rock. Okay, so Casey, you were talking to me about, was it Casey or Larry? I can't remember, was talking to me about Ayers Rock or Uluru. You weren't sure what Uluru was. So Ayers Rock was known as Uluru. You can't climb Ayers Rock anymore. The local Aboriginal tribes have closed it down. So there we go. Oh, welcome back, Larry.
They claim it's disrespectful to their ancestors to climb on the rock. So you can only look at it from a bit of a distance.
Yep.
It is a beautiful, spectacular place.
Funnily enough, though, Australia is bigger than the US landmass. So if I picked up Australia and put it onto a map of the US, it would be larger than it. Okay, that's on Sunday. Okay, I'll have a look at traveling to your list of who's on next and what.
Then you go to a place like China, and one city alone, like Beijing, has
it's got Australia's
population in this one city. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, Midlife Crazy is talking about Los Angeles with 11 million people.
I think we've got about 26 million.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I think we've grown a bit. Yeah. Yeah, and are they all 11 million are on the freeway at the same time?
Yes, Tammy, I have been to the Gold Coast. It's very commercialized right now.
Yeah.
There is a place a little bit further up from the Gold Coast.
The Sunshine Coast is much, personally, it's much
Philip,
nicer.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yep.
Appreciate
Close
that.
on 26, yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
We'd like to keep it, Papa Mozo, as not too crowded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
The only problem is with right in the middle, it's all desert. So where Uluru is, and that's why the sand is so red, because that area there is all desert. So yeah. Larry is saying that Canada is 37 million. So not bad for a fellow colonial country, hey? Teach those.
Canada's a pretty big place too.
Yeah, it is. It is. Only problem is it's got this North American partner sitting right on its top doorstep. I'm talking about Alaska.
Yeah. Bit of a sandwich.
Yes, midlife. I agree with you there. You have the entire population on the freeway.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. Yeah.
We think our traffic's bad.
Yeah.
Got no right to complain.
We are lucky right now. Yes, petrol is at an all-time low.
Interesting that.
I don't know about you, Philip, but last I saw petrol was about $1.19. It had gone down to 82 cents a litre. We talk about litre here. So, yeah.
It's typical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Traffic, the petrol's really cheap when we can't go anywhere.
Oh, thanks for that, Philip.
Oh, sorry,
so
we'll amend. It will,
Got to amend
that population number.
Yeah, fix it.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Not the gas word.
Sorry, no, petrol.
Petrol, yeah. We talk about gas.
Yep.
Literally gas.
Well, folks, we've been on air for an hour and 17 minutes. We appreciate having had you on board with us. It's a nice way to spend a lunch together. And so, folks, those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere, we wish you the most awesome day. Those of you that are in the Northern Hemisphere, sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And you have an awesome, awesome evening.
A great week.
And an extremely good week. Take care now, folks, and we'll chat next week.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.